Hey, what's up, everybody? Akeem here, and in today's Fix of Gaming news, it looks like Xbox is willing to share with the other consoles out there, bringing some of its exclusive titles to other platforms. And we break down what this means for gamers. Plus, are people still playing Palworld? It seems the player base might be on the decline, and Palworld's community manager has something to say about it. Also, we've got a Diablo 4 bundle that costs more than the base game, which is very concerning. This and a whole lot more in today's Fix. A lot was revealed in the latest Xbox podcast where Phil Spencer, Sarah Bond, and Matt Booty discuss the future of its platform and its plans on embracing third parties in regards to publishing. Now, they've confirmed that 4 Xbox exclusive games are coming to other platforms. Now, here's what Phil Spencer had to say.
We made the decision that we're going to take 4 games to the other consoles, just 4 games. Not a change to our kind of fundamental exclusive strategy. We're making these decisions for some specific reasons. We make every decision really with the long-term health of Xbox in mind. And long-term health of Xbox means a growing platform, our games performing, building the best platform for creators, reaching as many players as we can. We're always looking to learn as a leadership team and to grow. And we think this is an interesting point in time for us to use what some of the other platforms have right now to help grow our franchises. So we're going to do that.
And while he didn't name those 4 games, he did quell the rumors of if either Starfield or the upcoming Indiana Jones game are among those 4 with a big fat no. So no Starfield on the PS5. Consider yourselves lucky, Sony ponies, for now. Now, I know the question a lot of y'all probably have on your minds is, why is Xbox doing this? Exclusivity is something that those who own one console or the other take stock in and somewhat pride in when heralding their respective console of choice. Well, you got to look at it from a business perspective, and the latest Xbox Wire post kind of lays out the reasoning in clear terms. Quote, to ensure long-term success for both Xbox and the industry as a whole, we must continue to evolve. Today, we announced that we will expand the communities we reach. We are currently in the process of bringing 4 Xbox games to other platforms. So there you have it. It's to make sure Xbox continues to thrive in the gaming market and pretty much grow its user base outside of Xbox console owners to those who either have a Nintendo Switch or PS5. Now, it's pretty smart marketing if you think about the long-term goal here, which would presumably be to lure or convert those users to potentially picking up an Xbox console and then maybe opting into its Game Pass model. As for what those 4 games might be, while Phil Spencer was very tight-lipped, wanting the respective game dev teams to make the reveals when they're ready, The Verge reportedly has the scoop on which games we might see on either the Switch or PS5. Now, according to The Verge, we're looking at Hi-Fi Rush, Pentiment, Sea of Thieves, and Grounded. Now, I want y'all to take that all with a grain of salt as it's not confirmed. So feel free to drop your theories on which Xbox exclusive games are coming to other consoles in the comments. Now, along with this juicy bit of information, the other vital info from the podcast gave us an update on Diablo 4, which is apparently coming to Game Pass March 28th. Confirmation that Xbox is working on next-gen console, as well as new hardware coming by the holiday season. So many rumors have been circulating on the hardware front, including a dedicated hardware device akin to the Steam Deck, as well as a digital-only Xbox. Now, this is honestly all great news for Xbox fans, and with the exploration of expanding some of its exclusive games to other consoles, the gaming community as a whole. Like, it honestly just means more people enjoying more games. But I'm curious to know what y'all think about all this news. Let us know in the comments. With all the various games released throughout the months, gamers have a wide variety to choose from. As such, games that once received a surge of popularity might see numbers start to decline as the new hotness hits consoles and PCs. And that seems to be the case with the monster tamer / survival sim Pal World. Now, there's apparently been a bit of online discourse amongst fans pertaining to the player-based decline, with Pocket Pair's community manager, Bucky, taking to Twitter to address the situation. Quote, "It has taken years to get to this point, and Pal World only really begins from here. Everyone is working hard to fix the issues and prepare new content and pals. Some of you may have had your fun over the last 3 weeks and found yourself putting the game down. That is fine." Now, while those game issues and lack of new content might have contributed to the decline in its player base, it should be noted that Pal World's only been out for 3 weeks, as Bucky stated. And it's easy to see why so many players gravitated to the game initially, given the similarities to Nintendo's Pokemon franchise. Now, I personally am not a fan of this game given its lack of story, simplistic gameplay mechanics, and zero fall damage. Yes, I care about fall damage. Like, I was one of those people who picked it up upon its release, logged countless hours into the game until I realized this is something for little children, adults who enjoy chasing trends to fit in with their favorite streamers who are also playing the game, or, I don't know, Pokemon fanatics that'll play anything with chipified creatures. That's right, Pal World gamers. Consider yourselves roasted on today's fix. Getting back to the topic at hand, though, Pal World's world dominance honestly cannot be denied, as it saw $12 million in sales on Steam alone, with a peak concurrent player count over 2 million. But while it might seem the Pal World fad is slowly dying out, Pocket Pair CM is here to address those sentiments and continue to be the voice of the Pal World community. Quote, "This emerging Pal World has lost X% of its player-based discourse is lazy, but it's probably also a good time to step in and reassure those of you capable of reading past a headline that it is fine to take breaks from games. You don't need to feel bad about that. Pal World, like many games before it, isn't in a position to pump out massive amounts of new content on a weekly basis." Now, I'll tell y'all, for me, I'm not even looking for a game to pump out massive amounts of new content on a weekly basis. I'm looking for something that'll keep my attention and draw me into its massive world. Now, Pal World, while it has world in the title, isn't necessarily a world I personally want to live in for too long. Like, I've played a Pokemon game or two, I've played Breath of the Wild, never have I ever wanted those two things somewhat merged into one title, sprinkling in some survival mechanics. And I think it's quite the feat with what Pocket Pair pulled off with this game, but we've admittedly seen this done far better with other titles. And as Bucky stated in that very same Twitter post, there are so many amazing games out there to play, you don't need to feel guilty about hopping from game to game. And I know I don't, so neither should you. But let's let the gaming devs over there at Pocket Pair, the amazing game devs at Pocket Pair, continue to cook as they're on quite the run at the moment. Now, yeah, I know this is about to take a bit of a turn, I know, and I know I might have just gave like I would say a somewhat scathing personal take on Pal World in this segment, but I gotta be very honest. I am genuinely happy for the team over there, coming out of nowhere and captivating the gaming community in such a short amount of time. Like, these folks are committed to delivering an exceptional game for those still interested in the game. This was a new, somewhat ambitious game. Honestly, it could have gone one of two ways. One is the way that it went, which is surpassing expectations in sales, and the other is the way that the day before went, which was releasing a half-baked title that failed to live up to expectations set by its dev team. Now, declining player base be damned, Pocket Pair sure as hell delivered on its promise of a playable, somewhat enjoyable game, if this type of game tickles your fancy, in the genre they chose. It's one of the biggest game launches ever, which can't be denied. So I'm kind of curious, though, to know how y'all feel about this and what y'all think about Pal World. Are you still playing it? Did any of the things that I said here in this video resonate with you? Comment and let's discuss. Now, in other news, there's a new horse bundle in Diablo 4. Now, Blizzard released the Virtuous Scourge mount, which will cost you $64.99, bundled up with 7,000 platinum. If that sounds like a crazy amount of money for a horse bundle, well, it is, especially when it costs more than the damn base game, which is currently going for $41.99. And the thing is, there's no other way to get the Virtuous Scourge outside of this bundle. Is it worth it? Well, how about I tell y'all what it includes and you tell me if you think it's worth it. The Virtuous Scourge pack includes Crystal and Bone bundle containing the Crystal Clad mount, Crystal and Bone Cage mount armor, 2 mount trophies, and 7,000 platinum. A 7,000 platinum can be exchanged to customize your in-game experience with purchasable cosmetic items from the shop used to unlock access to the premium Battle Pass and Battle Pass tier skips. Now, obviously, Diablo fans aren't too happy with this, as there's been debates online as to whether this bundle price makes sense for what you're given. If we do the math, let's do some quick maths here. Let's say you really want to buy 7,000 plus platinum for some reason, whatever reason it may be. That'll cost you about roughly $65. So the Virtuous Scourge mount could be looked at as like a free add-on in this instance. But that's just me playing devil's advocate for Diablo 4. Devil's advocate for Diablo 4. You get it. Anyways, I gotta say this because what if you just want the horse mount though? What if you just want the horse mount? Well, you gotta cough up a pretty penny to get it, while Blizzard also throws in $65-ish worth of platinum you weren't necessarily looking for at the time. Now, this is yet another long list of very unfortunate microtransactions Diablo 4 players have had to deal with since the game launched in June. And mind you, this is a full-priced video game, not free to play, which has added to the ongoing frustrations of some players when it comes to bundles such as this. But I'm really curious to know your thoughts. Sound off in the comments. And finally, PS5 fans rejoice. Sony just snagged Forever Skies as a PS5 console exclusive, coming out sometime this year. Now, we first saw the FPS post-apocalyptic survival game in early access on Steam back in June. And now it'll be leaving early access sometime this year, firmly landing on the PlayStation 5 day and date on Steam. So if you're a PC gamer, fret not, as you'll still get to enjoy it with whatever mods you plan on loading your gameplay up with. And for those who game with friends, the final version will support both single-player and four-player co-op. And would you look at that? That was your daily fix. I'm Akeem Lawanson, and thank you all so much for watching. Now that you're caught up on today's news, please check out our review of Palworld and see if it still holds up weeks later for you. Download the IGN app on all your devices, subscribe to the Snap Fix on Snapchat, and for everything else, stick with IGN.
IGN FanFest 2024.
Welcome to FanFest. Thank you. Good to be here.
Everybody ready?
Thank you for having us.
Oh, absolutely.
Join us for exclusive new looks at some of the coolest pop culture properties on the planet. Dune 2.
The sequence where Paul rides the sandworm, just extraordinary. Couldn't have been done on green screen.
The Walking Dead.
I just found out that he's alive.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, we're ready.
Street Fighter 6. Brawlhalla. Godzilla Kong. WWE 2K24.
My story's full of ass whooping.
Abbott Elementary.
Yeah, trying out cursing.
And because this is FanFest, we're asking the best questions that only you
We've got another fan question.
could ever dream of.
Who is your favorite co-star to play off of in the
Why are you trying to start a fight?
FanFest 2024 kicks off February 19th right here on IGN.
Nice try, IGN.